Hey, everybody, it is the week of Thanksgiving. And so I wanted to take just a couple of moments today and give thanks for you and to thank God for what God continues to do among us, even in and especially in this COVID season. I think we're in a time right now when it's easy to focus only on the negatives and to feel like there's so many things that have been taken away. And yet, I want us to pause today and to give thanks for all that God has done and continues to do through you, through the church, even in this COVID season. And so some of those ways include this. You are probably aware we had the chance to serve over 40 different students at our North Campus by creating a safe learning site in coordination with Camp Susquehanna. And that proved to be just a tremendous success to build relationships with families and especially to support families who needed some of that help when their kids couldn't be in school all day. We had a chance to build a lot of new relationships there, and some powerful stories came out of that time. You might be aware that currently through this season, we are giving away over 3,000 pounds of food a month. Twice a month, we have our Fresh Express opportunity where people can take the food that they need and use it in their own homes, nearly 3,000 pounds a month. You might be aware that every single week between the Pajama Factory and our first night opportunity at the CLC, we give away about 200 meals a week for those who are in need of it or desire it. I don't know if you knew this, but we've had 3 new student small groups begin for our youth during this season, and we rejoice and give thanks for that. We've seen new opportunities begin with our children, specifically Miss Mary, going around with our children, showing up at their homes and being able to sing and share that joy with us in a variety of ways. You will be aware that even as COVID has occurred, we have not had to miss 1 week of weekly worship. Sometimes we've not been able to meet physically, but we've still been able to worship every single week, virtually or digitally, in large part thanks to people like Katie Conrad and others who have helped make sure worship has happened no matter what's going on in the rest of the world and with our society. You might be aware that we've had over 10 different what we call shepherds be raised up. That's people in our congregation specifically checking in on a whole group of people to make sure their needs are being met, praying for them, making sure they're okay. That has been exciting. A lot of our life groups continue to meet. We rejoice in that. You would be aware that we have spent significant time praying for our teachers and our schools. We've even gone around to each school site in the Williamsport district so that we can pray by name for those students, those families, those administrators, and those teachers. And that has been a good thing. You may know we have continued to share in Bible studies. You would be aware we've had indoor and outdoor worship during this COVID season. We have seen new forms of worship continue to emerge, especially through our Acts network. We have Church on the Mountain. We have rugby groups that are meeting. We have a yoga group that is getting ready to start. We celebrate those things. We also had a creativity cohort. It's the first time that we've done that. Some powerful ideas came out of that time together. We've seen college Bible studies begin. We've seen different prayer meetings occur. We especially spent some time leading up to the election in focused prayer virtually together. We've gotten to celebrate with things coming up with Christmas like Operation Christmas Child or the Angel Tree or collection of coats for those in need. We've had the opportunity to welcome new guests among us. We've even had people who've chosen to join in full discipleship in the life of the church. All of this has happened during this COVID season. So I hope you hear that. I hope you celebrate that. Know that God continues to move among us and know that there's a tremendous amount that's been happening even with COVID occurring. And a whole lot of plans have been made and are being made for when we come out of COVID. And I can't wait to share those with you when the time is right. So God has certainly been moving, and I give thanks to God for that. And I give thanks to you, First Church, for being a people willing to walk in faith even when it's difficult. So I hope you celebrate that with me. I hope you'll join with me today in giving thanks. You are a great, great blessing. So on this Thanksgiving week, know that I give thanks for you. Know that I give thanks to the Lord who continues to lead us and guide us and empower us through God's Holy Spirit. And no matter what may come, no matter what changes may occur with COVID, know that God and God's church continue to be on the move because God's church is perfectly equipped for times such as these. Remember, when it comes to God's church, there is no plan B. This is how God has chosen to do it and share God's kingdom, and you and I have the privilege of sharing in that. So if you need some encouragement today, listen to this message a couple of times and be aware very specifically of so many of the ways that God is moving among us. Take care, everybody. Happy Thanksgiving. Blessings to you.